Hello, welcome to part 2 of our TurboGrafx, I guess.
Pickup?
Yeah, it's pickup, sure. Our TurboGrafx pickup videos. I'm Eric.
And I'm Melissa.
And in this part, we're going to talk about some of the other stuff, the other TurboGrafx stuff I picked up, and in a big Craigslist bundle that occurred. It was about early April of last year. And what's exciting about this TurboGrafx, or this Craigslist bundle, was that I had just started kind of looking at Craigslist, and
you just got your TurboGrafx.
I had just gotten my TurboGrafx, and this what I consider to be a fairly good or large TurboGrafx-16 bundle came up on Craigslist, and I have never seen anything like that before or since. And I can't actually believe that, I jumped on it as fast as I could,
and it was close to us too.
And it was close. It was like 15 minutes away. So yeah, because I don't normally look at Craigslist that's too far away, but it was really close by. And so I picked up a bunch of additional games. This is my original boxed one that we talked about in part 1. This was not part of the Craigslist bundle, but this was TurboGrafx CD, which is why I jumped on it, because the price this guy was offering was really good, considering it was all this software and the CD system itself. So it didn't come boxed, but this is what I got. We've got the TurboGrafx-16 CD, it's a little dusty, CD carrying case. And inside is,
very fancy.
Yeah, I mean this came, when this hit retail, this came in a gigantic
it's like
box.
A portable gaming system.
Yeah, it's well, yeah.
You bring it over to your friend's house, boom.
It's got a handle, it's portable.
Hours of entertainment.
That's right. So inside, yeah, hours. Inside is the. Let me try to lift it up. So here's the manual. It came with the CD, TurboGrafx CD player manual, which is a good thing because it took me a bit to figure out how to get this thing to work with the various power switches. But there's the manual, and inside is the. Let's just pull it out of here. So there's a controller, standard Turbo Tap I put in there, and then inside is a TurboGrafx CD dock, CD system, and the TurboGrafx system itself. And
so now
this is how it
have
came.
Two TurboGrafx
now I have
systems.
2 TurboGrafx systems, which I really like because I like to have.
Because you always like to have spares.
I like to have spares. So this is how it looks docked. The dock has its own power supply or power switch down here, and then the system itself has its own power switch, and you got to turn them both on. I think you turn this one on first and then the upper one, which is something that it took me a bit to figure out. But we can undock it. There's a dock here, so there's a little lock. So let me see if I can unlock it, and how does this work? We'll pull the turbo off. Now he didn't give me the case for it. He had this the cover. So I'm missing the cover, but that's okay because I'll probably keep it. I can't really put that there.
Okay.
And here's the dock with just the CD, and again the CD's got a lock here on the side that'll pop it out. This is a CD player. It's portable to some degree. It doesn't have a battery case. There's no way to use a battery with it. You have to use the AC adapter. And what's interesting is that when you plug it into the dock, there is a special AC adapter which has a slightly higher power rating. That's what you use, and then the dock has the AV out, so you don't need the turbo booster. But there's a slightly higher power rating for when you use this with the dock, and of course with the Turbo 16 connected to it. When you use this portably, the AC adapter you use is the one that actually came with the original TurboGrafx. So you got to be careful. I don't have the dock AC adapter here. It's plugged into my entertainment center, and it's all buried in there, so I'm not going to pull that out. But this is the CD player itself. It can be removed. It needs AC. And it will operate as a somewhat portable CD player. But if you want to play games with it, you dock it, you lock it in here, which I don't know if I did properly. I'll check it later. And then you put the turbo back in there, and you've got a turbo CD. And this thing works. There's a system card that comes with it that you plug into the turbo to use, and I guess it gives it the software to run the CD-ROM, and maybe I don't know what other capability it gives you the capabilities to use this as a CD player too. But yeah, so this is the big part of the bundle, was that this guy had a TurboGrafx CD. But in addition to the hardware, he had a bunch of games too. And many of them I was actually interested in. So let's start with, we talked about this, let's start with some of the loose ones. He did have several loose ones. These aren't in any particular order. Pac-Land, which, you know, okay, this is a very unusual game. Mm-hmm. This game, you use the buttons to move forward and the directional pad to jump. There might be an alternative control scheme, but the control scheme is very bizarre in this game. So that's Pac-Land. Double Dungeon. I think this is a two-player, you know, it's split, the screen is split left and right, and there's 2 dungeons, and you just do a dungeon crawl. Dungeon Explorer, which I think is more like a standard RPG. It might be a dungeon crawler too, but I think it has maybe a bit of an overworld to it. I can't really remember. Sidearms, which is it's a horizontal shooter. It kind of reminds me of Forgotten Worlds. You're kind of this guy, and you can shoot around you, and it's a horizontal scrolling shooter, and I enjoy this one. And then Splatterhouse, which of course is a classic on the TurboGrafx. I don't have much to say about it. I've tried it. It's great. So I got those games loose, no manuals, and no sleeves. It was just like this. But then he also had a bunch of these boxed games. So we'll just go through them kind of in order. Bomberman, Bomberman's a classic. It's complete. It has the clip and the sleeve and everything like that. So this is probably more. I don't know if maybe this uses the Turbo Tap. I'm not really sure. I suspect it must, right? It's Bomberman. It's a multiplayer game. So there's Bomberman. Glad to get this Bonk's Adventure. So now I have Bonk's Adventure and Bonk's Adventure 2 or Bonk's Revenge. I don't have the third. But I was glad to get the first 2. I like to have all the games in a series, so I was glad to, and especially it irks me when I have like the sequel to a game and not the original. I have to have the original, so I was very glad to get this. So Bonk's Adventure, Boxy Boy. I thought this was kind of rare or valuable. I'm not really sure it is. This is a box pushing puzzle game. I've actually played this quite a bit. This is fun. This is a fun game to play. The clip on this one's broken, but it does have the sleeve. So this is just a box pushing game, kind of fun. Jack Nicklaus Turbo Golf. Okay, it's golf. It's it's a 16-bit golf game. I've tried it, but I can't really say much about it. Keith Courage and Alpha Zones. These things are everywhere. This is the version I actually play. I've got one that I keep boxed with my TurboGrafx, but this is the version I actually play. There's nothing really to say about that. No comic book in this one. Ordyne. This one came loose. I actually bought the box for Ordyne at PRGE 2013. So I was able to box up Ordyne. But this is another shooter. This is a horizontal shooter. It's a, what do they call them? What are the game set guys? I think they call them cute 'em ups. Oh. But this might be a cute 'em up. It's a horizontal shooter. Victory Run. Love this game. I was interested in this back from the old, video games and computer entertainment days when I saw pictures of this. It looked a lot like Outrun, but it's actually got sort of this neat feature where you can buy parts for your car at the beginning of the race, and then as the parts get damaged, you replace them. So I actually play this game quite a bit, Victory Run, and this is complete too. Might be a little faded. I'm not really sure if that's supposed to be that. So those are the Hue card games that came in the bundle. In addition to those, he had 3 Turbo CD. I know I keep saying Sega. Well, it's my bias. Yeah. It came from the desert. This is a full motion video game. It's a full motion video game. Standard CD case. I've tried this. It's pretty cheesy. I don't really have much interest in this.
It looks kind of cheesy.
Yeah, I mean, well, yeah, it's supposed to look like a 50s. Be, right? Yeah, it's supposed to be cheesy, but the acting in the video is pretty bad. Sherlock Holmes. I don't know much. I've tried this. I don't remember much about it. Again, it says with live actors, so there's probably full motion video in here too. But more important than any of those is Ys Book 1 and 2. Now, I grew up with the Sega Master System. Ys was a game on the Master System. I knew about the Ys series, and I had always been always desired to play Book 2. I've played Ys 1 on the Master System, but I always wanted to play Book 2. I did buy it for the PlayStation Portable, but I always wanted to play the Turbo version, and when I saw this bundle with the TurboGrafx CD and with Ys Book 1 and 2, I jumped on it, and so I'm super happy to have Ys Book 1 and 2, or Ys Book 1 and 2 on the Turbo CD. This to me is the quintessential, or the quintessential version of Ys, and so I haven't played it yet, but I'm excited to give it a try and go through it on the Turbo. So that's it for the the games in that bundle. And then what happened? What was interesting is that he had some of these loose games, and I kept searching Craigslist, and he put his listing up again. And I'm like, well, this is odd because this is the exact same listing. And in there he wrote, this is actually already sold, but to the guy I sold it to, I found some additional manuals. And I'm like, wow, that was really nice. So I contacted him again, and he met me, and he provided me with some manuals. So he provided me with Ordyne, but since I bought the box again at PRGE, I now have this extra manual. But he did give me Ordyne. He gave me the manual for Splatterhouse. I don't have the box, but I do have the case. I have the game and the manual for Splatterhouse. And then what I found really interesting was he gave me the manual for Ninja Spirit. Now, Ninja Spirit is not one of the games he had in his bundle. Ninja Spirit I got loose when I bought my original boxed TurboGrafx. So I don't, maybe he's the same guy. Maybe he traded in his games and this was the manual. Maybe that Ninja Spirit was his all along, because I don't know how many people out here are getting rid of their TurboGrafxes around 2013. But so now I have the manual for Ninja Spirit. So that was really nice. I gave him a couple extra bucks for taking the trouble to reach out to me and get me these additional manuals. I was hoping he had even more of them, but I'll take what I can get. Yeah. So so that's actually it for actually there's some hardware over there. In addition to that, he had a couple of other turbo pads. So now I have 4. One that came with the original box, one that came with the CD, and then these 2. And then he had the Turbo Tap, which I'm excited about.
Now
I'm assuming
we can invite our friends over.
We can invite our friends over to play Bomberman.
Yes.
Maybe. And they were a little stingy on the extension cord. All these cords are really short.
So
but this adds like a foot.
around the TV.
We're all going to sit huddled right around it. So Turbo Pad. So that was kind of cool to get. I'm all of this hardware and all of these games, I got a great price for it. It was local. I drove over there, picked them up. Really bulked up my collection, added a bunch of games I was interested in, and especially Ys and the TurboGrafx CD. So that's probably my best pickup on Craigslist of all time. In terms of value, and I've only been doing it for a year, but in terms of value and sort of, I won't say rarity, but rarity. It was really something. I haven't seen anything like this come back on our Craigslist around here since. So I was really glad to get that. But that's not the end of it. I have a couple more TurboGrafx games here. I got these two at PRGE. I mentioned them in my video already. We've got TV Sports Hockey and World Class Baseball. These were complete, so I grabbed them, and the price was okay. So I grabbed them just to have them, just to bulk up the collection. I kind of enjoy video hockey games, so this is kind of fun. I've been getting the some of the hockey games for the Genesis, so it was kind of fun to have that.
Are you gonna try to get all the TurboGrafx games, the complete set?
You know what? I don't really go for the. I'm going to try for the Master System, but for the Turbo, there's some out there that are just way too expensive. They're just way too expensive. But there are a bunch of games. I don't have Blazing Lasers, which is absurd because Blazing Lasers seems like it's a dime a dozen too. But I don't have Blazing Lasers. I'd like to get Blazing Lasers, R-Type, some of the Sega games like Space Harrier, Fantasy Zone, which is I have here the loose. I'm all set for the game. I got the case. I just need the game. But there's a couple out there. I got a wish list maybe of 15 or 20 games that I still want to get, and I'll probably consider the collection done. There might be some fillers that I might just grab if the price is right. This was kind of on the border of being a filler and one that I wanted. China Warrior. I just picked this up at the expo, the Northwest
So
Classic Games
and you
Expo.
were just playing?
Yeah, I didn't know much about this game. I was just playing this. I might be missing something. This game is not very. It's very simple. It's not an easy game to play, but the game mechanic is you walk to the right and you kick things as they show up.
And there's not much graphics.
The graphics look well. There's these big giant characters and all that, and it looks fantastic. This is the kind of game that it seems like they developed to have great screenshots. But the game itself is no good. It's like that James Buster Douglas boxing or something for the Genesis. There's big giant sprites and characters, and it looks really amazing, but the game itself is not that great.
Yeah.
This is the most recent game I've got, China Warrior. This is kind of a filler. It's one that I knew about from back in 1989 or 90, and I grabbed it because the price was pretty good. So that's it. That's my TurboGrafx collection as it stands in February 2nd of 2014, and I'm hoping to get some more. But I wanted to we mentioned the Turbo Craigslist bundle and one of our PRGE pickups, and so we thought we'd do show you guys what my collection looks like, given that I'm on the 1-year anniversary of getting my first TurboGrafx and getting a chance to play that system.
Yeah.
So yeah, now that all this stuff is pulled back out, I think
that's what we'll be doing.
I think it's time to play some Turbo.
Okay.
So
And
we're going to check into it.
We can play together.
We can play together.
Or I'll just play Animal Crossing.
Oh, you'll play Animal Crossing and I'll get to play Ninja Spirit or something like that. No, we can, maybe we'll try Bomberman Man.
Is that the same game you have for the Dreamcast?
I have Bomberman Online for the Dreamcast, yeah.
Okay.
I don't know what other Bombermans I have. I think those might be it.
I know you enjoyed that one too, so.
So yeah. Yeah, that was a good one. Yeah. Anyway, that's it.
Okay.
So thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, like us and subscribe.
Great.
Bye.
Bye.